بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا من سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله ثم أما بعد. Normally when I say this, it turns out to be the opposite. So I don't want to say it, but out of being generous, which is a big part of the sunnah of the messenger, courteous, which is a big part of the sunnah of the messenger, then I'm going to say, inshallah, on this brief talk. Normally when I say brief, it's not brief, Allah musta'an. But in this brief talk, inshallah, we want to take some benefit from some of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, which would be relevant to eating and drinking, as we're in the month of fasting, which automatically makes it the month of eating and drinking. That's why people are eating together. This is why more people are at the masjid than not, because a lot of this is taking place collectively, as the Muslims are fasting, staying away from food and drink and other things collectively. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He mentioned, and we won't take the verdicts around it, I'm just mentioning it because it's the subject matter. يَسْأَلُونَكَ مَاذَا أُحِلَّ لَهُمْ قُلْ أُحِلَّ لَكُمُ الطَّيِّبَاتِ. Naam, Allah said that they ask you, O Muhammad. They ask you what is okay for them to eat, meaning the Jews and the Christians. Allah said to him, say to them, what has been made to you all types of tayyibat, meaning good things. Then if you keep going, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَتَعَامُهُمْ حِلُّ لَكُمْ وَتَعَامُكُمْ حِلُّ لَهُمْ وَتَعَامُكُمْ حِلُّ لَهُمْ وَتَعَامُهُمْ حِلُّ لَكُمْ وَتَعَامُكُمْ حِلُّ لَهُمْ. And your food, the Muslims' food, is lawful for them, and their food is lawful for you. So we don't want to go in to the issue of the difference between what's halal and dhabiha, as most people think halal here means dhabiha, but Allah here mentioned the food at the bottom in general, talking about the meat and so forth, and the topic was talking about slaughtering on altars. I hope my wife is taking notes, inshallah, with the rest of the sisters, inshallah. Sound like I hear a voice, Allah Bafiq. That she's translated for somebody who doesn't know English, Allah Bafiq. It's important, inshallah. And you and Majalis Dhikr, women should benefit, inshallah. You are the leaders of the household, the first teachers of the children, the ones to help keep the brothers in check. So you need ilm, inshallah. Allah Bafiq. Allah bless you all. So food is mentioned in the Quran. Now, and Allah also mentioned this concerning our mother and father. Who's our mother and father? Don't say John Smith, the third. No, who's our mother and father? Aywa, mashallah. Adam and Hawa. Adam and his wife, Eve, they call it in English. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala said, وَاذْكُرْنَ يَا آدَمُ اسْكُنْ أَنْتَ وَزَوْجُكَ الْجَنَّةَ وَاذْكُرْنَ يَا آدَمُ اسْكُنْ أَنْتَ وَزَوْجُكَ الْجَنَّةَ. And remember when we said recalling the story to the prophet, because the prophet, remember, doesn't know these stories about any of these prior nations. Can't read, can't write, never left and sat with Christians and Jews outside of Arabia, although he traveled doing caravan, selling and buying. It's not recorded that the prophet went to Syria, went to Yemen like some of the Quraysh before him, before he was born, and that he met people that know the prior scriptures. So the prophet doesn't know. So Allah says, and remember, as this has already been mentioned in other verses, and remember when we said to Adam, which here it means remember that we said to Adam, review this story. And remember we said to Adam, dwell you and your wife in the paradise. Now, وَكُلَا مِنْ رَغَدًا حَيْثُ شِئْتُمَا, and eat from what you wish. وَكُلُوا, plural form of eating. Ragadan, what you have the desire for. حَيْثُ شِئْتُمَا, as you like. وَلَا تَقْرَبَ هَذِهِ الشَّجَرَةِ, but don't go near this tree, except eating from this tree. Al-Tabarak wa Ta'ala said about Musa, وَاذْكُرْنَا يَا مُوسَى لَن نَصْبِرَ عَلَى طَعَامٍ وَاحِدٍ فَادْعُ لَنَا رَبَّكَ يُخْرِجْ لَنَا مِمَّا تُنبِتُ الْأَرْضُ مِنْ بَقْلِهَا وَقِثَّائِهَا وَفُومِهَا وَعَدَسِهَا وَبَصَلِهَا. Al-Tabarak wa Ta'ala said, remember we said to Musa, you will not be able to be patient on one type of food. So this is natural. When the people get tired of the same foods or want to switch up, Allah saying this to Musa, you will not be able to be patient on one food. This is what they were saying to Musa. فَادْعُ لَنَا رَبَّكَ, so ask your Lord for us. So Musa, he could be patient. He's the prophet. But the people couldn't be patient. Bani Israel. So Allah is informing us of this story. They said, Musa, we can't be patient on one food, man. Ask Allah, man. Come on, man. The same stuff. فَادْعُ لَنَا رَبَّكَ يُخْرِجْ لَنَا مِمَّا تُنبِتُ الْأَرْضُ. So ask your Lord to bring forth from the earth from us. Then they start to name things. The adis, which they called as lentils. The basal, which is onions. And other things. Then Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, he said, tell Musa to say to them, أَتَسْتَبْدِلُونَ الَّذِي هُوَ أَدْنَى من الذي هو خير. Say to them, O Musa, are you seeking to have something that's lower? Adana means something that's lower. Have something high and something below it. So A'la means something that's superior, it's higher. Adana means it's below, that it's lesser. So Allah said, say to them, أَتَسْتَبْدِلُونَ الَّذِي هُوَ أَدْنَى بِالَّذِي هُوَ خَيْرٌ, or are you seeking that which is less than something that I already gave you that's good for you? Are you seeking something, or you asking for something? Do you desire something that's inferior while I gave you what's superior? اهبطوا مصرا فإن لكم ما سألتم. So, therefore, Tabaraka wa Ta'ala gave them what they asked for. وَضُرِبَتْ عَلَيْهِمُ الذِّلَّةُ وَالْمَسْكَنَةُ وَبَاءُوا بِغَضَبٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ. And what came with that dua of ungratefulness and wanting something lower than what Allah gave them of something good and superior was humiliation, degradation, lowliness, the anger of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Allah said, ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّهُمْ كانوا يكفرون بآيات الله ويقتلون النبيين بغير الحق. That's because they disbelieved and slayed the prophets. So here Allah is deeming the issue of not being satisfied with what Allah chose for you of good, talking about food. Allah named that ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّهُمْ كَانُوا يَكْفُرُونَ, because they disbelieve. And we had the lesson on Jumu'ah showing the breakdown of kafara, kufr, kufaran, kafirun, and one of the meanings of kafara was to be what? Ungrateful. To be ungrateful was under the title of kafaru, or to deny something. Allah give you something, so now I don't want that. This type of denial. So all of this is centered around food. Allah said, وَكُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَكُمُ الْخَيْطُ الْأَبْيَضُ مِنَ الْخَيْطِ الْأَسْوَدِ مِنَ الْفَجْرِ. Now, and eat and drink until it becomes clear to you the light, the appearance of Fajr. Doesn't mean until you look outside and it's 8 o'clock. No. It means the first sign of lightness while it's dark in the sky is Fajr. And if you wake up and you didn't see that, but you see it's a little light blue, then that's the meaning of when you first see the first appearance of any light, a streak of light in the dark sky and it's Fajr, or a little bit of lightness behind the darkness, a little bit of lightness behind the darkness, so you could tell, okay, it's Fajr, from an appearance of light. Food is the issue. The Prophet ﷺ, he taught the young boy, which is encouraging for us to teach our children no matter what age. He said, Ya ghulam, Samillah. Samillah means to say Bismillah, to mention Allah's name. Ukul bi yaminik, eat with your right. Ukul ma yalik. Samillah, the first one, to say Bismillah. Ukul bil yaminik, eat with your right, the second one. Ukul ma yalika, and eat what's close to you, because they used to eat in one big tray. From the etiquette of that eating together in one big tray, as you eat what's close to you, to the right, to the left, right in front of you, what's close to you. You don't reach to the far left, to the far right, all the way across in front of you on the other side. No. What's close to you from the right, from the left, and in front of you. And if you have to now take a piece of meat that's to the right of you, in front of somebody, and you don't grab the middle of the meat, grab towards the right, towards him, you grab to the far right, grab towards the immediate right that's closer to you, as the Prophet said, and take what's close to you. And they used to eat like this to be communal, to become tight, and to also rid themselves of stinginess. Is when you have a big plate like me, astaghfirullah. And my place be big, alhamdulillah. Allah bless my wife. You say, I ain't seen the Sheikh that big in all his life. I remember back when he was in East Orange, he was skinny. You don't say that now. Say, MashaAllah, I was about to take good care of him. Look at his stomach. Tell him, I can watch your mouth. Talking about my stomach, alhamdulillah. When you have a big plate like me, you don't have to worry about eating what's close to you, because all of it's close to you. But when you're eating with people, and you have to be considerate, that's one of the things that's part of that eating. That's why the Prophet says, Samillah, say Bismillah. Ukul bi yaminik, and eat with your right. Ukul ma yalik, and eat what's close to you. He said it to the young boy. In one narration said it was Anas ibn Malik, who was the khatim of the Prophet. He was the servant. His mother sent him to be a servant, like the butler, or one who helps someone with things they need, so that he will be with the Prophet and he will learn directly from the Prophet. So this hadith shows the etiquette of eating and drinking. That when you're eating with someone or alone, you should say Bismillah. To say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, no. We don't have a text to add Rahman and Rahim. We can't say that it's bid'ah because it's legislated to mention Allah's name, and the Rahman and Rahim is from the names of Allah as well. So we will not be making bid'ah, but it is not legislated like that to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Another take on this is that it could be bid'ah idafa. This is something that Shuaib Webb, and I have to mention names by example because people on this YouTube, they need to know this. Yasir Qadi, وهكذا بارك الله فيكم ماذا Hamza Yusuf, and the likes of these people, though they're famous, and the mic and the camera, people look to them and they have some level of knowledge and some big accomplishments. They would say, and I have to add, their faces are whitish. That makes a difference in America. They would say, how could this be bid'ah? To say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And they would become angry if the one says this. But there are two types of bid'ah. There's bid'ah asli. Bid'ah asli. Can you say bid'ah? All of you. Bid'ah. 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 The mouth you're going to fill in the back. Bid'ah. 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 The sisters don't have to scream it so we hear them, but they should be copying too, because people try to say bid'ah and they say bid'ah. Bid'ah. That bid'ah. This is not proper. And if we go and talk about the affairs of the religion, we should make sure that we strive to know them as best as possible, say them properly, so that we can represent the religion in the right way, and people don't look at us in an insufficient way. Bid'ah asli, 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 asli. Bid'ah asli. This means that this is bid'ah from Jump Street, as we say. Asli means foundation. So when we say bid'ah asli, this means, or bid'ah or asli sometimes means that there's a text for something. Like the scholars of hadith, they say about a particular hadith, la aslu lahu, la aslu lahu, meaning there's no origin or no text for this in the first place. Somebody made it up. So here aslu means origin or place to begin with. So when they say bid'ah asli, this means from Jump Street, from the beginning of this issue, is straight out bid'ah. There's no text. Then you have bid'ah idafa. The tongue should be over in the jaw cavity, like if you have some bubble gum, for people that know about chewing tobacco. Ba, idafa. Idafa. Bid'ah idafa. This means something is bid'ah, but it's connected to the religion. Something is bid'ah, but it's connected to the religion. So bid'ah, messed up my pronunciation. So bid'ah asli means there's no basis from it in the religion. And then bid'ah idafa means it's part of the religion, but it's bid'ah because of something, how it's being performed. So for example, we mentioned yesterday the meaning of bid'ah in the Arabic language means in the Arabic language, as the words have two meanings, Arabic language and what Allah sent down from the heavens, meaning what the people know from their language without revelation. That's in the language. And then what Allah sent down in addition to that no one will know about this word, this meaning, except by Allah sending down. So the meaning in the Arabic language of bid'ah is ahdath ليس له من قبل. يعني ماذا المحدث أو أحدث الشيء ليس له من قبل. يعني نعم، يعني بدعة المحدث أو أحدث الشيء ليس له من قبل. أحدث means to come up with something, like we say invention, something new. Shay'a means something, a thing. So أحدث الشيء, to make a thing. ليس له من قبل, that did not exist. من قبل meaning aforetime. And we said not like someone makes something, then someone takes it and enhances it, and then they say, I invented this. Like many of the inventions in America, white people took credit, but a black man did it. It's not an invention. It was the first one who made it up or came with that thing, and there was no existence of it at all before. This is the meaning of bid'ah in the Arabic language. In the religion, it means أحدث الشيء ما كان له من قبل ليقرب إلى الله. Something that didn't exist before, never existed before. It's the first time, it's new, and you do it to gain a reward, to become close to Allah. This is the meaning of bid'ah in the religion, as they say, shara'an, religiously, that Allah sent down. So when we say bid'ah, ماذا bid'ah asli, that means from Jump Street, from the very beginning of the religion, you can't find the text for this. Like the Prophet said, "Man ahdatha fi amrina ma hada laysa minhu." Laysa minhu is not from the religion. Laysa is not. Minhu, the deen of Allah. Then the Prophet said at the end, فَهُوَ رَدْ, it's rejected. Because it's not from the religion, so how could it be accepted? Then you have bid'ah idafa. Idafa means something that's connected to something. Like in the Arabic language, if you say Rasulullahi, Rasulullahi, Rasulu, 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 Rasulu. Some people say Rasulu, but it's Rasulu, 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 Lahi, 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 no, Lahi, 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 Lahi. So put them the both of them together. Rasulullah. The tongue is going to be inside of the top of the roof of the teeth at the top of the mouth. Rasulul, and it stops and it's on that tooth. Rasulullahi, Rasulullahi, Rasulu, 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 Rasulullahi, Rasulu, Rasulu, Rasulullahi, MashaAllah. That's excellent. And when you call the adhan, the mu'addins, that's how you should say the name of the Prophet. Barakallahu feekum. This is an example of idafa, because Allah connected the messenger to him. The statement Rasulullahi is idafa. That's what they call in the Arabic mudaf ilayhi. Something is the subject matter and this is connected to it. So the messenger is the subject matter and Allah connected him, the messenger, to Allah himself to show he is from Allah. So the bid'ah idafa means that this is a part of the religion. We're talking about saying Bismillah before you eat rather than saying Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. One of the ways something becomes bid'ah, but it's from the religion, meaning idafa, it's connected to the religion, that you do it out of the time that the Prophet did it. It said, fi zamani, is not in the proper time of the Prophet. The Prophet did it, but you do it at a time that you shouldn't do it. Like, for example, Barakallahu fikum, praying Mada al 2 raka'ah of Fajr, to consider it the sunnahs of Fajr before Fajr comes in. This would be bid'ah idafa. You intend to pray 2 sunnah of Fajr, but you pray it before Fajr. Intentionally. You say, well, I have to pray it before Fajr because I want to get it in and I want to pray it at my house. The Prophet used to pray it in his house. And I don't like to go to the masjid and pray it before the adhan because I believe that's not sunnah. So you're praying to sunnah before you pray Fajr, but it's before the time. So this is sunnah to pray 2 sunnah before you pray Fajr, but it's bid'ah if you pray it before Fajr comes in. This is an example of bid'ah. Idafa. Something idafa means it's part of the religion, because you do it at an improper time, it becomes bid'ah. They say, well, bisababiha. You do something for the reason other than the Prophet did it. You do it for the reason other than the Prophet did it. Like, for example, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam stayed away from his wives for 29 days. And he vowed to do this because of problems with them. And they thought that he was going to divorce them, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when he came back, Aisha said, Ya Rasulullah, you said a month. He said, oh Aisha, the month indeed is 29 or 30 days. Meaning like you still have another day. But because that month was 29 days, the Prophet came back home in 29 days. So a person's, he leaves his wife for 29 days to go with Jamaat Tabligh. Jamaat Tabligh, and to go from city to city, sleep in the masjid, and they said, we're giving dawah. To leave the wife like this for 29 days, in this type of case, we're not talking about where you're a person of knowledge and you go for dawah and you stay for 29 days. But we're saying the way that they do it, staying in the masjid 29 days, 40 days, they have these special events that they go. And in order to give dawah, you have to be educated. You cannot just be a Muslim and you have a good speech and all you need to say is call the people to La ilaha illallah. This is not the issue of dawah. When the Prophet sent people for dawah, they were educated. Some of them were scholars. When you're talking with the locals, somebody in your neighborhood, somebody at your job, then it doesn't require to be a scholar, know all of this hadith, memorize the Quran, I know Arabic. No, that's on the layman or the normal level. But when you're going out to a people, out to a community, out to a civilization, you must have some type of educational background for that. And to leave the family, to leave the wives for this amount of time in this type of so-called dawah, then we'll say this is bid'ah, because the Prophet didn't do that. Alayhi salatu wasalam. And when he sent people, those people went and they gave dawah, lived amongst the people. Those people were special people, not laymen and people that are white-collar workers. No, not like that. So dawah is from the religion, but it becomes bid'ah, idafa, when you do it like they do it. So the reason, sabab, the reason, if the reason for doing something is not the reason of the Prophet, it becomes bid'ah. Just like we said, the time, you change the time, it becomes bid'ah. They say, وَبِقَدْرِهَا وَبِقَدْرِهَا. Qadr here doesn't always mean the decree. It sometimes means amount. Qadr also means amount.
So, for example, a person says, I don't want to pray Maghrib 3 raka'ats. It's Ramadan. I want to double that thing up. I'm going to make my Maghrib 6. Praying Maghrib 3 raka'at is from the Sunnah of the Prophet. If you make it more purposely, it becomes bid'ah. It becomes bid'ah idafa, something from the religion, but because you change the number. Or a person says, it's Ramadan, I should increase in my dhikr. And you should increase in remembrance of Allah on the tongue and the heart, with the eyes, with the ears. You should be fully involved in dhikr. But you can't say, instead of saying 33 times, I'm going to say 66 times, subhanallah. I'm going to say alhamdulillah 66 times. I'm going to say la ilaha illallah yani 1,000,000 times. These adhkar are sunnah. They're sunnah. That's why they're not bid'ah asli, because they have a place in the religion. But they're bid'ah yani because you change the amount of them. You see, they are idafa. They are from the religion. They have a connection. This is what idafa means. But they became bid'ah because of the application. In this case, the number. وَفِي جِنْسِهَا. It said, فِي جِنْسِهَا. Yani ma'la, and the thing that you use of the species. Like the Prophet ﷺ, he used to use his finger to say subhanallah, 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 to count his fingers, whether it be the finger, the lines of the fingers. And that's why Abdullah ibn Abbas or Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, one of the Abdullah, I believe it was Mas'ud, and I mixed the narration up because Qadr Allah ma sha fa'ala, yani told those people in the masjid when they were making dhikr with pebbles, they made disapproval of that and said if it was any good, then we would have beat you to it. We would have learned it from the messenger. You guys come in the second generation after the Prophet has died, and you want to do tasbih, you want to subhanallah, alhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah in the group in unison, and you want to count pebbles, which is similarly now when they say dhikr beads. Wallahi, and people look at you like you're crazy and say it's bid'ah. I say, how can it be bid'ah? I'm counting my dhikr. But it's jinsiha. Well, if you jinsiha, you have to do it with the species or the thing that the Prophet did it with. It's like a person making the stinja with Kool-Aid. Making stinja, cleaning his private after the bathroom with Kool-Aid, kaif. This is a liquid. You remove the impurity of urine or defecation, but the Prophet used that as species. Was it that type of thing that he used? Flavored water, got a little lemon in it to kill the bacteria. That's when you want to take a shower. But you can't make it stinja like that. Why? Because it becomes bid'ah idafiyah. Bid'ah because something is connected to the religion. You're right. But it became bid'ah because you applied it outside of these different categories. Now, Ibn Mas'ud, Zakallah khair. I think I said on the Darsh yesterday, Ibn Abbas. Kunyatu Abi Abdurrahman. That is Abdul Mas'ud. Abdullah Mas'ud, his nickname was Abi Abdurrahman. Just like Ibn Umar, his kunya was Abi Abdurrahman. Hakada. Like my kunya was Abi Abdurrahman. Like my Sheikh Muqbil, his name was Abi Abdurrahman. Hakada. Tayyib. So the point is to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yes, it has a basis. It's in the beginning of Al-Fatiha. It's in every beginning of every surah except Surah At-Tawbah, the 9th surah. But you don't say it when you're going to eat. Say Bismillah. If you say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, some scholars say it's bid'ah idafiyah, because you're adding something to the way that the Prophet used to apply this statement that he says Samillah, to mention Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَكَذَلِكَ جَزَاكُمُ اللَّهُ خَيْرًا. No need to put the two hands together as some people think before you eat. Like in the Christianity, we used to put our hands like this, make some Bismillah. Wallahi, Muslims, they do it. Some Muslims like this. Bismillah, raise the hands like you make them do Allah. Talaffat, kafi bi nutq. That's enough to state it, that's it. And we find this in the statement of the Prophet. He didn't say, raise your hands and say Bismillah. No, he said, say Bismillah. Simply. وَكُلْ بِيَمِينِكَ. Eat with your right. What is one of the reasons, you can tell me one of the reasons why you eat with your right, as the Prophet is instructing, ordering the boy to eat with his right.
Shaitan eats with his left.
Somebody says Shaitan eat with his left. Nah. Is this true? Anybody agree or disagree? You agree, alhamdulillah. Now, Prophet Sallallahu said in the hadith of Jabir ibn Abdullah, La ta'kulu bishimali. La ta'kulu. Do not eat. Ta'kulu means you eat. La ta'kulu bishimali. Shimal is the left. وفي رواية لا تأكلوا ولا تشربوا. In another narration, it said, don't eat and drink with the left. فإن الشيطان يأكل بالشمال. Because indeed the devil, he uses his left. What do we learn from this hadith? The shaitan is real. It's not fictional. The jinn is not when you just become angry, pissed off, like Warb Deen said. Allah musta'an. Like Yusuf Ali said, Allah, Yusuf, what's this guy translated the Quran? Naam, Yusuf Ali. In this translation, he said, jinn means the fiery disposition in man, meaning when you become upset. وهكذا say قطب في ظل القرآن. His tafsir in the shade of Quran said the jinn is not, creation, but it's when man becomes upset, out of order, like this. وَالشَّيْطَانُ هُوَ مِنَ الْجِنِّ. As Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala said, وَكَانَ مِنَ الْجِنِّ. He was from the jinn. فَفَسَقَ عَنْ عَمْرِ رَبِّهِ. And he purposely, stubbornly, deliberately disobeyed his Lord. So that's how we know Shaitan is a jinn. He's real. He's not an emotion or some type of defect or bad character called anger. No, he's real. Prophet, he also said that he eats with his left. No one understands anger eats with his left. Someone, emotion is eating with his left. This is contradictory to the aql of the human being, to the intelligence, what we understand as humans, universal. And then it contradicts the Quran, the Sunnah, the Aqidah of Islam. So this is why we don't eat with a left hand. Another reason that we don't eat with the left hand, except someone has no other choice. Like the man the Prophet told him, eat with your right. In another hadith. Told him, eat with your right. The man said, La astati'. He said, I can't. I'm not able to. Like if you talk to a person, you say, Akhi, it's better you should eat with your right. Because the Prophet said, eat with your right. He said, Akhi, I'm left-handed. I can't do that. And he might be serious. Like me, I'm left-handed. But guess what? I'm right-handed. But if I was left-handed, I would still try to eat with my right, even though it's difficult. So some people, if they're left-handed, it's very difficult to eat with the right hand. But they don't even try. They don't ask Allah to make it easy. And some people are left-handed, and they have overcame eating with the left hand. Alhamdulillah. But this man, he was stubborn. He said, I can't do it. And the Prophet knew from revelation he could do it. He was being stubborn. He was lying. So the Prophet said, if that's the case, then you will not be able to do it. And from that point, the man could never use his right, almost like paralyzed. Thus, he was forced to eat with his left. SubhanAllah. Out of humiliation and because of his disobedience to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. One of the reasons, the other reason we eat with the right and not the left, because there's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, which is in the Bukhari and Muslim, from the hadith of Barakallahu Fikum, Harith al-Ansari radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, where mush hadha hadith, that's another hadith, from the hadith of Anas ibn Malik, he said, كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا قضى حاجة, if he went out to take care of his business, meaning to relieve himself, كان يدعو لدلو الصغير أو كان يدعو لزجاج صغير من الماء. He used to call for me to bring a small container of water. وعصا يستره عن الناس, and a piece of wood that he can put as a barrier, so then when he squatted, people wouldn't see him doing his business. In that hadith, the Prophet ﷺ shows the etiquette of using the bathroom. And the hadith that I wanted to mention, or that I mentioned mistake out of place, of Harith al-Ansari, he said the Prophet ﷺ prohibited us from masa dhakar bi yamin, in the bowl, that you touch the private part, the man, his penis, with his right hand while he's urinating. Prophet prohibit that you touch the man, his penis while he's urinating with his right hand. He said that the Prophet also prohibit that you make istinja with the right hand. And that the Prophet ﷺ prohibits you that you eat with the right hand. All three of these mention this hadith. Not to urinate with the right hand. Touching, holding, touching the private, and the act of using the bathroom with the right hand while you urinate, for the men. That you don't clean yourself with the right hand. And that you, Barakallahu Fikum, I made a mistake, that you don't eat with the left hand. That you do not eat with the left hand. The reason that ulama, they said the Prophet ﷺ mentioned these in the one hadith. He coupled eating with the left hand in the same hadith where he prohibited the using, touching with the right hand while urinating and cleaning with the right hand. He said because if you were to use the right hand for these acts, you may contaminate the food that you have to eat with the right hand. They said it may be something, shay'an khalil min al-najasa, a small bit of something of impurities that a lot of times you can't see that bacteria. Even if you wash your hands, depending on how hot the water isn't, how good you don't wash, it can be something on the hand of bacteria. So this from the wisdom, the cleanliness, the hygiene of the Prophet, that he legislated that you don't use the right hand when urinating like this. That you don't use the right hand while cleaning, while the left hand is used for that, but the right hand is used for eating and drinking. SubhanAllah. Wassalam.
So when you when a man cleanses himself, he should, when he wipes himself, if he's using his left hand, right? He's using his left hand. How does he hold his fingers?